All right, welcome back. Time now for a brief on the sports. Nick Mudimba is in the house. Nick, how's your weekend?
Awesome, and of course happy again for
Because I'm
Liverpool.
happy.
Happy because Liverpool, who actually thought they'll go all the way to the end, it was stopped yesterday, and I'm very.
They are walking alone.
Then I think they're walking alone this time round.
They're walking alone.
But we will start, of course, with local news here in the country first, where the Go TV tournament, which pits, of course, the teams which are in the lower division of the Kenyan league, actually taking the big boys, and then we saw even teams like Wazee Wakazi. These are the veterans in football. Like
should they be playing competitive football though?
but you see, they were humbled 5-1. This guy is missing a penalty. You have a muscle pull after missing a penalty. It's so funny, but we wish them all the best. Yeah,
I don't think they should be playing competitive football though. They're good. We should have them, play, in those big events, Moi Day, or is it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
What day?
I still live in the
Days
past.
that don't
Clearly.
exist.
It's public holidays.
Special
holidays.
Yeah, because we need them and want them to, continue training, but they can't play competitive
They're
football.
taking fellow players who are 20 years younger than
They
them,
can't.
and they're really struggling. You can feel it. This 15th minute, there's a punting. It's
Yeah.
How
bad.
old are these people?
Let me say minimum of 40, 39.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be a rule, seriously, like against
But
that?
you see,
They're not old. You can't play competitive football. I mean, everyone
all.
else, for a footballer, they train almost 3 times a day. In the morning, they have 1, and then they have 4.
then the that also really matters. This guy goes to work, comes back.
Yeah.
The players call it gas. You see, the air you have to, it's really, it's a daunting task, because you can't just wake up one morning, go play a very competitive game for 90
True.
minutes.
You
It's
can't,
so, it
yes.
is actually.
Yeah, I mean, like James right now, I'm sure, wouldn't.
He
have
can't
that.
do it. He won't make it at
Yeah,
all.
he looks the part, but perhaps,
But we had teams like Strathmore taking part. Of course, Strathmore, they were beaten by a Kisumu club called Palos. They were beaten 3-1. And there was Wakazi, of course, they were humbled 5-1. By 5-1, they tried. They missed a penalty. They 90% had muscle pulls. They really cried. They really
So the
complained.
one they got, it was a penalty.
Was actually
They
the missed one penalty.
Yeah.
And the penalty taker had a muscle pull, a really bad one. After that,
I'm trying to take a penalty.
It's so sad.
don't even dare. So it's going on. Actually, 64 teams are taking part. The numbers actually risen from 48 to 64. Now it's growing day in, day out. Now, talking motorsport, there was Kiambu Rally on
This weekend.
Saturday and
Yes.
Sunday, of course. And surprisingly, Carl Flash Tundo, of course, he really did well.
Why do you say surprisingly? Flash has
Surprisingly.
always been the first.
Absolutely, because for yesterday he came from position 9 to 1. You can imagine.
Yeah.
And I had a punch on the first day, and the defending champion is Baldev Chaga
Baldev, yeah.
was really taking it very, very good. But you see, the new cars also introduced ST Proton 2000. These are hybrid cars which has never been used in this country. They've introduced it, and you can imagine again coming from position 9 to 1.
Must be very fast.
It's a very fast
Who's still on Evo?
Evos, we have a lot of guys on Evos. We have Baldev Chaga on Evo. We have the likes of they are very, very, actually, these are Highlanders guys who were from Naivasha, those white
They're
guys.
still on the Evo.
Evos actually, they dominate. From Subarus now, we have Quinton Mitchell on Evo.
People move from Subarus to Evos.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because you see, Subarus, the engines, not overrated, but you see, guys are preferring fuel efficiency.
Yeah.
Emissions, guys are really going the anti-pollution way. So they're fast, they're not actually very, in fact, expense how to maintain the cars. Subaru is kind of on the higher.
And I think also the times I used to cover the rally, the guys who used to do Subaru used to do 1 Subaru per rally. The guys who do Evos to do like 3. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think also the efficiency, like you talk about,
Yeah.
The Subarus are more of a sport,
a sporty car.
I just like seeing
the
them.
name
Get all of that
Subaru.
chat.
Absolutely. Kiambu Rally saw Carl Flash Tuna came from 9th position, and of course Alistair Kavanagh, who has been consistent also in all those years, had a gearbox problem. He had to pull out. Also using a ST2000 Proton car. These are cars smart. When you do a full tank, I can assure you just go for a few kilometers, and then you surrender.
From here to the gate.
And you're out.
They're very strong cars, but that's how it is. Next, they'll be heading to Nakuru again end of next month, 26th and 27th, for another round of the Kenya National Rally Championship.
Are there women?
Yes, they're doing well, but also not so well, because it's a sport which actually doesn't really care who you are. You have to be fast. Sometimes
the women team are not in the two-wheel series, or they'll.
a lot of them are in the two-wheel
Yeah.
drive, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of them, because
Two
But
wheels means what?
it,
Bicycles.
it's a category. Sophia, we have category in this. We have the categories. We have the two-wheel drive. We have, of course, the main guys, the big boys, the big boys who are loaded and, of course, well-sponsored, who can maneuver through these ranks. But now,
Alright.
the talk of maybe, let me say, the football lovers, the English Premier League, where we saw Chelsea. People are saying they used guerrilla tactics to down the
18th century tactics. if you like.
But you see,
That's just stupid.
Brendan Rodgers was an assistant
Yes.
to, would you say, Mourinho some
Yeah.
time back
Yeah.
with Chelsea.
Yes.
But now,
For about 3 years, actually. Yes.
3 years.
Yes.
Now, they've shared tactics for a long time, and I think Mourinho has evolved from a shell he was in, and Brendan thought he was going to play the same way this guy plays. But you see, in the first half, he sent Ba ahead, Demba Ba. He was doing it alone. And then you see one blunder, boom, one
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
So second half, he told his boys, dudes, kindly go back,
Stay
park
there.
that bus,
Yeah.
stay there. And then introducing Torres, a counter-attack
It
specialist.
finished, yeah, it finished.
Boom.
I think the difficulty of Liverpool, Arsenal vis-a-vis Chelsea, Man City, is that one, like yesterday, Chelsea team in 7 changes from its original team that played over the week.
Absolutely.
It shows the depth in their squad, number one. So it was, Mourinho could call in resources that you wouldn't have, you know.
Yeah.
It's easy to figure out the Liverpool team. And the problem was that, you know, Liverpool gets off the block from Coutinho and Sterling. So for Chelsea and anyone who plays Liverpool, it's very easy for you to know if you take care of, and that was, I think, Matic and I think Schuller also, you know,
Yes.
took care of it, and Liverpool cannot go off the blocks.
Cannot go off the
so
blocks.
I think that's the problem. It's Liverpool and Arsenal need to figure out how to get depth in their squads, because it's very good when it works, but then when that time we need resources, it
But
doesn't work.
in my opinion, I think Liverpool, they deserve to win this league, because they do
I think so
deserve-
too. I
The
think so too.
consistency, because this is the first match they lost 2014.
Yeah, yeah.
The first match.
So who's
This-
likely to win this thing? Bottom line.
Now it's up to Man City. Man City,
It's tight. It's so tight.
they have what, 37? No, what? They've got
Goal
30
difference?
No, not a goal difference. They still have 2 games in hand.
2 games in hand.
Yes, if they win those games, they go above Liverpool.
Liverpool.
So
Okay. Yeah.
it is them advantage, not them they're winning.
The
Still
leaders
Liverpool
are
is
who?
Liverpool.
Front
So
runners.
if you stumble,
Liverpool,
that's
Yeah.
it. If you stumble,
Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City.
If you
Yes.
stumble, you're out.
That's it.
Now,
your money is at who?
Sorry?
Your money, who are you vouching for?
I can say, let's not talk Arsenal. But I think Manchester City,
Okay.
they have the pedigree. They can take the league once again.
And James?
I think Man U would Man City. I mean, they can call in resources. Like I've said, they can
Yeah.
call in the resources that no one can figure out now.
Yeah.
Liverpool have been good, have been well, but I think it's overstretched now.
And they're also well-motivated players. So
All right.
anything
Well
happens.
played.
Absolutely. Well,
I will be neutral and wait whoever wins will support them. Thank you for joining us.
thank you so much, guys. Have a good day.
You too,
Cheers.
my dear. We'll take a short break now. We're back with The Way It Is. Don't go away.